In Spain, when you walk out of notary, you walk out with the keys, you're the owner. In Germany, when you walk out of the notary, the process is not finished yet. It's a cultural issue. If you say that you're gonna deliver, you have to deliver.
Yes.
And if you say you're gonna deliver today, you have to deliver today. The Spanish laws change depending if we are more right or left orientated politically speaking.
Hello everyone, sprechen Sie Deutsch? Don't worry, you don't have to, we will do this in English. So welcome to the Country Files. It's a new month, it's February, and this month it's all about the German perspective. So of course now we have already uploaded the new Country Files brochure on our website. You can go there and check it out. And we have all the data, a lot of data about the differences on the market between Germany and Spain, the characters as a process, etc. You can find that brochure, you can download it, and from there you can hopefully learn something. But today I'm very happy to be joined by Sebastian Nieblas from Heidi Fischer Marbella Properties.
Thanks for having me here.
Welcome,
Thank you so much, Peter. Thank you.
And joining us, of course, also is Ana Sofía, our German-speaking lawyer here, or German lawyer actually, in Franke de la Fuente.
Exactly. Thank you, Peter.
Okay. So what we want to do here today is to expand a little bit on the differences between the Spanish and the Andalusian property market. But you have all the data in the brochure. So today we will be joined by Sebastian and talk a little bit more about first of all, the different areas where German buyers could be interested in or not. We'll also talk about the different kind of properties and their buying behavior and the differences in the market, and hopefully you will get some advice from this. Well, Sebastian, to start off then, we had actually a long, very nice conversation before we started it. We were warming up, so to speak. First of all, maybe you would like to mention, you've been working with German clients, I know, for quite some time, right?
Yes, our company has been established more than 30 years ago, so we are experienced with German-speaking clients from Germany, Austria, Switzerland, and we've got our base here in Marbella, we've got another one in Germany, so we are actually a Swiss-German company based in Marbella, correct, yes. And
would you say percentage-wise, how many of your clients are German or German-speaking?
I would say over 90%. So it is actually our market niche. It's where we have focused, and that's the client we understand. The client understands us, and that is where we have been working all these years. Yes.
Okay. Good. So let's talk about areas. I think that could be interesting for our audience to hear a little bit about with your experience. So are there any particular areas for the German buyers that they are interested in certain areas in your experience?
Well, in our experience, I would say that the German client or the German-speaking client is not really focused on a very specific area, though we have experienced in the last years a certain shift from one area to the other. Obviously, Marbella East area has always been very popular, and it still is. Obviously the Golden Mile, but we have experienced that our market has grown very much on the new Golden Mile, also let's say everything that goes direction Estepona. And a very new topic for us that we've been working the last 2 years is the urban market in Malaga City that was actually non-existent for us.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that at least a few in our audience knows that there's a German school in Elviria. But would you say that that area of Elviria or thereabouts is traditionally a strong area for Germans?
Well, actually, when it comes to family living, a client who decides to come to Spain, the German-speaking client comes already with his homework done. So we many times experience that they already mentioned that area, but they're not necessarily focused and really want just to be in the area of Elviria or Marbella East. If they really find their dream home not in that area, they definitely would not focus only on the school and would drive a little bit further away. But it's definitely a point, yes.
All right. Now we will probably mention here a few times that the German clients are doing their homework, so to speak, and that is because of the singularities of their traditions in their home country and how that market works, etc. We will talk about that as well. Well, and secondly, it would then be interesting to hear your thoughts about the differences on the German market, the property market, compared to the Andalusian. So, first of all, what could you say about for example, the economical landscape on the German market, the price dynamics, rental market regulations, etc., compared to Spain?
Yeah, well, one of the main differences is that the rental market in Germany is a very potential market in comparison to Spain or the Andalusian market. So there are much more German residents renting than buying. The tendency in Spain historically always has been that the Spanish owner was always seeking to be owner of a property. So that is, I would say, one of the main differences referring to the real estate market.
I think we have it in the brochure actually that more or less 50% of, is that correct, Anna? 50% of the Germans are staying in a rental property and 50% own their own property. Am I right?
You're right. So it's normal. It's the most common thing that as a German you live your whole life renting a flat. Yeah. So I know that from my family also, and it's the most common thing. Yes.
Yeah. It's owning or not a property in a German-speaking country is maybe not seen as a synonym of success as it can be here in Spain, for example, since here it is a goal to own a property. But I think that is the Spanish market is step by step, I think, growing as well in that direction, I believe.
Well, yeah. Just a question about this. Maybe we didn't mention it before, but do you think that could influence any expectations on a long-term rental, so to speak? So the German client believes that they could buy a property to rent out, maybe similar to how it's done in Germany.
But what I believe is, and that is definitely a future market for us in Spain, is that the German, let's say, when they are in their, let's say, 50s or 60s, that they are in the future planning not to buy in Spain, but to rent in Spain. That is not a real existing market yet, but it's happening. We're experiencing that actually on clients that decide on more a higher end budget that they rent here in Spain before they buy. And that is happening. So I wouldn't say that this is not a market that is not going to be growing in Spain as well, the rental market for German clients.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And how about the difference then when we discuss again about the market differences here in terms of prices?
Yeah.
So Andalusian prices, let's say, because it's a local market, a regional market, compared to the German?
Well, there is a main point that we have to be aware of, that the stability and the price rise is much higher in Germany. So we have a very stable long-term market in Germany, while the price is very much dynamic here in Spain. So we experienced that in 2000, 2008, and so that the roller coaster experiences that we have once in a while here in Spain doesn't really exist in Germany, which obviously influences as well the German buyer when he comes over here.
Yeah. Well, and then you have, of course, the economy in general. Without being an economist, I think we can agree that Germany is one of the most stable and largest economies in Europe, and has been for quite a long time compared to the Spanish.
Well, that obviously influences as well. The real estate market in Germany is very much focused on the rental urban market and as well commercial market, while the German that comes over here, the Spanish market depends much more on tourism and as well on the economic stability. And the main, I would say, the main point that gives stability to one market or not are the laws or the legislation. The Spanish laws change depending if we are more right or left orientated politically speaking. In Germany, that doesn't really influence that much. So that stability makes that the German real estate market is very stable and much more secure in that sense.
Yeah. And then, of course, we have the differences when we talk about the roles on the market. So agents, and now correct me if I'm wrong, but they need to be, in Germany, need to be registered by the Chamber of Commerce.
Correct.
And they're working under actually the regulations of the Civil Code in Germany.
Correct.
Compared to Spain, right?
That's a very important point, especially when a German client comes first time to Spain. We have to explain that aspect is very regulated in Germany, and it is not over here. That's why it is very important to have a trusted partner here for the buying process, and then a legal trusted partner for the whole buying process. That is obviously not the same in Germany than over here.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And of course the responsibility in terms of the property legal transaction of ownership falls under the lawyers in Spain, and the procedure in Germany is much more done through, or actually done through, the notary and land registry, if I'm not.
Yeah, there is a point that I'm sure we're going to mention further on, but the main difference, I think, is that in Spain, when you walk out of notary, you walk out with the keys, you're the owner. In Germany, when you walk out of the notary, the process is not finished yet, even having maybe some financial or financiation pending to do. So that's the main point. Those are all steps we have to educate and explain our clients when they're here.
You recognize this, Anna, that's small but important difference with German clients, that when they have signed the escritura here, they are the owners, but that's a difference in Germany.
Yes, I mean, in the end, here in Spain, you finalize the whole process at the notary, and in Germany, at some point, you start it, because when you sign the contract at the notary, it's more or less the first document that both parties signed, and the buyer doesn't pay the whole amount at the notary from the purchase price, but in Spain they do.
Right.
And in Germany, the buyer doesn't become the new owner until the land registry is registering this purchase contract.
Yes.
So indeed, it's a very important difference.
Yes, that's correct. Right. So how would if we now go to the last point here, to summarize a little bit, maybe the buying behavior, so to speak, from German clients or German-speaking clients. So we know that they have a stable economy, regulated market, much more maybe than the Spanish, more stable in terms of regulations as well. That the agents are licensed and working under a certain code. In Spain, that's also a difference. And the transparency, I guess, is something we should mention as well. What would you say is the difference in that term when it comes to transparency?
Yeah, what made that our company is in the market since over 30 years, which is said very fast, but it's not easy to be in the real estate business for so many years. I would say the core reason is the trust building with your client. It is very important for a German client to feel safe on the legal side, but as well on the commercial side, and that information that he gets in Germany that is very transparent. So in Germany, when you're going to buy a property, the price you see is the price you're going to pay for it, or you're going to negotiate on that. And all the details are already on the table. Here in Spain, when they come and see properties, or they send you a property and say, I've seen this property that I love, sometimes it comes to a point of saying, that's unfortunately not on the market any longer. That wouldn't happen in Germany, maybe,
No.
even on the price or on legal issues. So
Can that frustrate the German? Not frustrate, but can that be an issue? If the information about the property is not clear, and
if the information is not clear, that definitely can frustrate the interest or even the buying process, and we have experienced that. So that's why that trust and the transparency is very, very important with a German-speaking client.
And language, I guess.
Well, language is obvious, the base, together with the trust. We have experienced why we are successful with German clients, or in this case, for example, with Swiss clients, is because we speak Swiss German to them, and especially as well the language base. Not that we are just speak their language, we think like them as well. So that is definitely the main reason, or one of the main reasons that they choose, in this case, our company to guide them. Yes, the German is in this sense, he expects to receive the same treatment, the same transparency as he gets in his country.
So I guess an advice would be that if you're working with a German client as a buyer's agent and you're viewing different properties and then there's an interest, I guess this would go for anyone really, but let's say in most particular then for German clients that they make an offer for a certain property, make sure from the seller's agent or from the seller himself that you have all the information about the terms for this purchase, as much information as possible about the legal situation and so on, because if it's not clear, that could scare off maybe a German buyer.
Yeah, we have experienced that on both sides. We have German sellers that sell the property in Spain, or in this case in Marbella, and we have clients that come to buy a property here. So that transparency is very important from one side to the other.
Yeah.
No doubt. That's essential to not delay even a process. Important to mention as well for colleagues that didn't work with German clients in the past is that depending on the language, it is very important just to really go straight forward with information. And if you decide, or if you say that you're gonna deliver, you have to deliver.
Yes.
And if you say you're gonna deliver today, you have to deliver today.
Yeah.
It's a cultural issue that is very, very important. Yes.
Do you recognize this, Anna?
Yes, I do, of course. And as an additional information, I would say when you talk the language the client needs, for example, also for this money laundering prevention and control procedure, when it comes to give a very sensitive information to a person you don't know, they are always asking, why do I have to provide you with these documents? Can you please explain why? Because it contains so many personal data. And if you can really explain that to them in their language, they become secure and they rely on you. So I think this is also a positive thing.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
And you mentioned here before actually also that on average it takes a longer time for a German to make the decision to buy. Am I right?
Yes, we way back in 2016. We tried to analyze the behavior of different nationalities, and we experienced that while the buying process at that moment for a German or a German-speaking client could be 6 months, with not only one but maybe with 2, even 3 viewing sessions in different periods. Those 6 months is reduced on other nationalities to 3 months. Even that procedure has been growing, so we have experienced that normally takes even more than 6 months to go through a selling process with our clients, especially because of those differences of the transparency, trust, and the volatility of the price. Since a German client is used to have a stable market, and when he sees that the prices here go up and down, since they come with the homework done, they sometimes expect as well, hey, maybe we should wait because the price goes down.
Yeah. So that of course demands from the broker to be very well informed about the prices in those areas that you're working in.
Yeah, our team is we are all Swiss or German in our team, and for us, knowing well the properties is 50% of our job with a German client. The other 50% is based on legal issues and financial issues. So those two factors are very, very important through the whole guidance with our clients. So it's not enough just to know the properties, know the areas. You need to be aware of the differences of the market, bring that over to the client, build that trust with your client, and that will help you to have success with a German client, or German-speaking client in this case, yes.
So on a final point, just as a small detail, but we were talking about the energy efficiency certificate, and that maybe for some it's not that important, but Germans ask for it, and they want to know, and it has some importance, right?
Absolutely. So since in Germany it is already regulated much more advanced than in Spain, the efficiency of the property. We have clients that actually invest in the properties when they buy it to make it even more efficient than it was, even if it's not regulated as in Germany. Yes, that's true.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I think we can summarize it, maybe a little bit sloppy, but have everything in order, prepare well, because the German clients are doing their own homework thoroughly, build the trust and know your areas and know your properties and guide your clients throughout the process and together with a lawyer, because the legal aspect for German clients is also very, very important. And I think from this we have learned a lot. So thank you very much, Sebastian, for coming over. And
thank you for
Country File.
Thank you for having me here with you.
Pleasure.
So nice. Thank you.